Okay, welcome everyone. How are you all?
Good, Rajat.
How are you?
We're good.
Yeah, good, thanks.
So low energy because of the late night meetings? Or what? Yeah.
No, everything is fine.
Okay. So a quick introduction would help us. Just tell your name as well as where are you from. That should be good. Go from beginning. Anyone can unmute and talk.
Yeah, Rahul here. So, hi guys, my name is Rahul Pinde, and I'm from Pune.
Okay. Next one.
Hi, my name is Sai. I'm from Canada.
Cool. Hi. Next.
Hi, I'm Anila.
I am Adira.
Yeah. Athira, go ahead. Athira.
Yeah, I am from Kerala.
Yeah. Hi, Kerala. Hi. Good. Okay. Next. Anira.
Hi everyone, this is Bhavani from Telangana.
Hi, Bhavani. Anira, you would like to continue?
Hi everyone. I'm Anila. I'm currently joining from India.
India, great.
Yeah.
Next.
Hi everyone, Darshan here from the
Hi.
So team clashes on day one. That's good. Go ahead. Come on. Who else?
Yeah, this is Shravya from Bangalore.
Shravya from Bangalore. Hi, Shravya. So I'm just checking. Okay, this Madhu should be. So did anyone miss the invitation? I'm just checking. Just a second.
Hello everyone, I am Neha from India, Maharashtra.
Hi,
Hi all, myself Indrajit. I am from Chennai.
hi, Bridget. Glad to have you all.
Hello everyone, my name is Sri Lakshmi. I'm from UK, Belfast.
Okay, so one person from UK and one person from Canada. Good to know. And everyone from India. Me too. I'm from US, by the way. So we are working from cross time zones. This will definitely keep you how a business user and a offshore team will work. Okay, next. Go ahead. I cannot call in each name because we have around 13 members who joined in. Count. No, actually it's 15. Someone is missing. Okay, we'll see it later. But welcome to day one, and we'll be checking a lot of things. We'll be learning a lot of things as we go towards our meetings or as we go towards our daily connects. Okay, so any expectations of this meeting? Like few members have attended basics training and came to this particular meeting. Any specific expectations that you have that I need to meet? Go ahead, please speak up. Okay, first thing I would like to clearly mention. In our program, I don't do the talking mostly. Our team members will do the talk. Okay, I'll be a person who can guide you on what you're talking, is it correct or not. Okay, not a regular training announcement, but this is what in an organization we will work like. It will not be like a training session. It will be a group discussion where we will be working towards a collective end goal, and we'll have projects, and everyone will work towards the completion of the projects. That's the main goal. Is it understood? Yes, no, all right.
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you so much. So I'll just try to turn on my camera. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. So this is me, Vajran. Thank you so much for joining in for today. And we'll be starting day one. And I'll just try to give you out some details on what is what. So here, if you see, this is your team, and you'll have multiple. So these are multiple groups, and in UiPath projects, you have. If we are in September team now, and if you have seen, I'm doing this for the past close to 1.5 year now, and um, lots and lots of learnings going in through all the members, and many appraisals within the organization, and people are getting 100% to 200% hikes, and some are getting a complete transformation from non-IT field to IT field. So things, a lot of happy things and important things are happening after for all the team members. So everyone can. So we have launched a new website, vajrang.org, where we are trying to place each and everything related to our training program and everything. But this is again still in build only phase. But this should be enough for us for now to go ahead and start with the details. Okay, so we'll be checking on the challenges, and we'll be checking on the schedules and all. And if you want to just go ahead and see my social profile or connect with me, you always have Instagram page as well as my LinkedIn page. Go for LinkedIn and search for Vajran. You will see. And glad to share that yesterday, day before yesterday, one person got placed, and he is now looking to grab toward more offers from multiple organizations, and he already got 100% hike, and he is looking for around 150% hike. Okay, so just go ahead and check out, follow this page, and here I'll be sharing my tips and tricks whenever like there will be some questions and quizzes. You can go ahead into certification quiz, and you can attempt these quizzes. You can just get to know, these are like tidbits and small information, but it will be shared so that you will get to know things in a quicker way. Okay, and yeah, that's it. If you want to just go ahead and look at all my blogs, again, this is again a shitty website, I do understand, but we are building it again, so it will take time for us to completely build it, but you will be able to see all the details. Just go to the home, and you will be able to navigate through all our course content. So when I say course content, what I meant as course content, there will not be a specific course content like this is what we only need to know, or this is what we shouldn't know. The main reason being, we cannot, so we cannot complete, or we cannot complete all the concepts within 4 weeks, and but we cannot also leave everything. Okay, just a second. So I'll be turning off my camera, if that's okay for you all. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm starting my screen share again. Okay, but I will ask my team members to tell what do you want to learn from day one. Okay, so this will be like something like this. So this will be completely divided as a 20-day program. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is a 20-day program. Why 20-day program? Because there are 2 weekends or 2 days every week. We'll have 2 walks. So let's just see the calendar once. That's, I'm not sure why it's not opening. Calendar. Okay. So this is my 6-day back. Okay, let's just see it over here. So here we'll be having like we'll be starting in 5th and we'll work till 9th, 10th and 11th are holiday. In that way we'll have sessions till 30th. So these are the 4 weeks program, and this 4 weeks, on this 4 weeks, first 4 days or first 5 days we'll be working on basics. Okay, when I say basics, it's not writing if else conditions. Okay, next 6 weeks, next 4 days, that is next 5 days, we'll be working on first project, our first project. Next 4-5 weeks, 5 days again we'll be working on the second project. Next 5 days we'll be working on the third project. So altogether we'll be having 3 projects and 1 week of basics. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. If you have any questions or any queries, just go ahead and check it out. And you can use your chat option and you can connect with me or on this chat while I'm discussing, so that you'll have one-on-one connections. Rather than waiting till then, just go ahead and type in the message. So we'll follow etiquette in our meetings. And what I suggest is, if you have any queries or questions, don't have them in the chat so that we can discuss at the end. Because if you ask something and if I say a relative answer, that may lead to a different discussion altogether. And because of this, the concepts are delayed in my previous meetings. So let's not do the same mistake again. Okay, let's learn from our mistakes and let's not do the same mistake. So whatever questions you have, let's go ahead and discuss them at the end. And don't worry, we'll have 20 days, so it will not be so fast. 20 days program. Okay, so again, I will ask my team, what do you want to learn? Now, can you tell me what do you want to learn? In the basics, what do you want to learn? Give it out, anything. See, this is what I'm saying. The program will be designed by you, not by me. Go ahead.
It's going to be the best practices.
Okay. Sairam, what I suggest is go ahead, since most of you will be outside or somewhere. So go ahead and chat in. Don't turn on your audios. There is lots of disturbance. Yeah. So what are we checking for? Now we are checking for UiPath best practices. Okay. Next.
Yeah, sir, can we add one more thing? Like, let's say in UiPath we have a C# or a VB.NET script, right? So all those basic functions which are a must know for every developer. So if we include those kind of cheat sheets, so whenever we are revising, it can really help us. Just because we are not, we cannot learn the whole scripting, you know. We cannot remember all the functions at the same.
This is a wrong way of understanding with C# and VB. The main reason is right now, every project right now, whatever we have developed, it's a VB only. So if you want to convert or if you want to check with those details, cheat sheet cannot be discussed because there can be multiple cheat sheets. Okay.
Yeah.
So all our program will be in VB.NET only.
Okay.
See, this is what a proper guidance meant. You can ask anything, but I'm the one who can decide and how I can guide you on what's the correct way. It's not about doing everything. That's the
Yep.
Okay. So,
Sure.
How to work in Arif framework.
Okay. Why do we have Abhiman? Guys, Abhiman, I have kept you in mute. Okay. So exception handling. Yeah, go ahead and type in the chat. So we have exception handling. Adman, you need to go on mute, Adman. Yeah.
Chat option is not enabled for me.
Because you did not log in, Adman. You should have logged in. Just try to log in with your email ID to Teams.
Okay.
Yeah, join back immediately. Exit from the meeting. Okay. APIs and database activities. Okay. APIs and database activities will be covered in week 4. Okay. Attended and non-attended robots. These are about basics. Okay. Next, RE framework will be covered in week 1. Okay. CI/CD integration will not be covered, Sairam. That is too much to ask for right now. So what I can do is I can give you references for CI/CD integration. Check them. CI/CD cannot be done. Okay. Next, brief description of orchestrator and orders functions. It will be done in the week 1 itself. And GitHub or Bitbucket. So this will also be taken up in week 1. Okay. State machines workflows. So this will also be covered in week 1. Okay, production to UAT. Yeah, we'll be doing this production to UAT in all the 3 weeks. This is not one-time activity. This we must do in all the 3 weeks. Migration activities can also be done or can also be taken up in all the 3 weeks. Like how can you migrate from code from one machine to other machine? Deployment and maintenance, everything will come under maintenance only. Okay. Next, OCR. OCR, we have only activities. But I will just give you a heads on what exactly is required for an OCR. GitHub machines. Okay. Go ahead. Documentation basics. Yes, this will be covered in week 1 itself. Next. Exception handling is already done. What else? Troubleshooting with step functions. This is the simplest thing. Okay. This can also become covered in day 1. Week 1. Small application on ML use case Newton. So this again as a reference, we cannot take it in the projects. CI/CD. Okay, global exception handling, yes, this can be taken up in the projects, but that can be taken up in the last week, not in the first week. Citrix automation, we don't have Citrix automation, but not Citrix automation. I will tell you what is image automation. So that will be mostly same. Image automation. Next. So RE framework with data table, RE framework, yeah, I think I missed RE framework with data table. So I'll just check it out. RE framework with data table. Okay. AI and ML. So see, you came here to learn and understand projects, not activities. So AI and ML will not be covered. And JSON and XML, yes, it will be covered on week 3 because we'll be working on APIs. So week 4 we'll be covering that. UiPath apps small scale, not required for now, but that will be given as a reference. Okay. What else? Come on, go ahead. Do you know what you guys are missing? So first thing is, you know the concepts, but none of you either have an understanding of what will be exactly done in the projects and how to work on the things. Okay, first thing you need to ask is, what is life cycle of an RPA project? Okay, and in this life cycle, what will be the different stages, like documentation, okay, and then coding, but initialization, analysis phase, documentation, development, next testing, UAT, production deployment. So I would like to tell you that this is what you are missing. You know the concepts. You know that, okay, I need to learn AI activities here. I need to learn ML activities. But how far do you know how many of them are being implemented right now in the projects? If you ask me, very less. Very less. And because most of the projects will fail when we started implementing AI and ML, because the proper information is yet to be configured, and our intelligent process automation is still not exactly scaled up. We are still in RPA, robotic process automation. Okay. Now, did you understand the difference between the idea of projects and your idea of the requirements? Just give me okay, yes or no. Anila, you want to talk? Anila?
No, Vajra.
Go on mute, Anila. Okay, first thing, before I asked everyone to pay for this particular program, I have asked everyone to take test to see or understand at what level you are good with the basics. And people who are only good with the basics, only them I have picked up and I have added to the projects team. I haven't added everyone, and I haven't added people who don't know the basics as well. So Dhaval, I think not Dhaval. We have just a second. Srilakshmi and Susmit. So you have completed your basics program, right? Like in the last week. So do you kind of see a difference between what are basics and what are projects now? Susmit and Srilakshmi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, basics are working with activities alone, but how to work in a project, we need to combine those basics. But that's important. But we need to add few more details in this. Okay. Now let me just check it out. Okay, so all your team notes will be maintained somewhere like this. But what I would like to see, or what I would like to do is, there are few things that you guys have missed that previous team have already covered, and those are important. So I would like to just add them to your team so that you will not miss the important activities. Okay, so this is my August team notes. That's only for August team, but we'll have your own. We'll have notes created for you. So this is my day one for the members. So Let's just see, logs, robots, UiPath Explorer, UiPath Forum, docs. So such a good information. I just want to give it back to you. Okay, to September. Files. Everyone will have access to these notes, so go ahead and check it out. Okay, so okay. Okay, so see, this is what we have. So on Studio, we'll be covering on variables, what is variable and how can we work with it, and what are the different types of variables. So what are the different types of variables? Primitive data types, what are primitive data types, what are collection data types, and how can we work with workflows, activities, recordings, attended, unattended, what is right line and all. We'll be able to see everything in next 30 minutes. So basics will be very quick from our team. So let's just go with UiPath basics. UiPath Studio. So we'll be using the community version of the Studio. So each and everyone have access, must have access already. Okay, so someone asked for GitHub. We'll be maintaining a GitHub repo, and that GitHub repo is available for everyone here. GitHub.com, RPA developer in 30 days. So this is the repo I've been maintaining, and you will also maintain with the same repo. So just go ahead and check it out. If you already know what is GitHub, that's fine. You go ahead and check out. But if you don't know what is GitHub and all, we'll just get to see them. Okay. So here, GitHub. So all my projects will be here, and for you, a separate folder will be created. In that folder, we'll maintain each and everything for you. You do not wander around where exactly is your code and where exactly do you need to work. So this is my GitHub folder, and sorry, git space RPA developer in 30 days. Okay, and in this code folder, I have a separate folder called Vajram. In this, we have multiple teams, but August team is having a separate folder. Now we'll have a separate folder for September team. So you can also check projects from other teams as well. So there is no hidden projects here. Everyone can check and see all the details from all the projects. Only thing is you should be able to understand them. That's a different scenario, but it will be available for you. New folder. Okay. September. And one more thing, on day one itself, I would like to tell you, we have few sample resumes. On day one, start looking at your resume and open your resume and see if you can change something. Like if you want to add, like go with intermediate, and intermediate you have details, sample details, like how you should prepare your resume. And if you want to add projects, you can add directly these projects and you can add the responsibilities and you can go with it. In the same way, you have details in advanced as well. So depending upon the requirement or depending upon your details, go ahead and add it. On day one, your task is to create your resumes. And from today, start applying for jobs. Don't wait till the course is completed. or till the program is completed. Too many things that we are discussing on day one, but we will be moving in fast. Okay, so let's just give me this one, GitHub in 30 days and sample resumes. So in sample resumes, let's go ahead and give it out. So again, this is available, everything is available on my GitHub. Go to code and search for Vajrang. Sample resumes. So these are my resumes and that's available for you all. Okay. Let's just go to UiPath and start with the process. This particular folder will be mapped to Vajrang. Yeah. September 2013, 2022. Copy. Paste. Week 1. So everything on week 1 will be covered or will be in this folder. Meanwhile, do you have any questions? Are you finding it too fast? Or is it okay? Good. This is okay, is good. That's great. So add folder day 1. Okay. So first thing, let's just go through few important things. Every project, right now we have created a simple workflow, and every project will have a main from where it should start. So this is my main folder, and for every day I'll be creating a new folder, day 1, day 2, day 3, and we'll be discussing on that. Okay, and add. So there are multiple things. You can create a sequence, you can create a flowchart, you can create a state machine, global handler, and workflow, UI workflow. And in UI workflow, again, you can select which type of workflow is it. So let's just go to the sequence and hello world. Let's type in a hello world. Okay. Now this one, I'm just taking it as a just rename it as sequence. Where is this rename? Rename. Yeah. Rename sequence. So naming convention that you need to follow is camel case, upper camel case. So here let's just type in log message. Okay. Now to do this log message, if I need to just give out something like this, how many of you know what are variables and what are arguments? Can you just give out a thumbs up if you know, and thumbs down, or just type in the chat if you know what is variable and what is argument. Just type in I know. Just type in what is a variable and what is an argument. Just go ahead and type in. That will be a better option. What is a variable and what is an argument? Even if you copy paste from online, that's fine for me. variable to store value passed between activities. Okay, can be used within the workflow. Okay, go ahead, make it fast. Go into workflows. Shravya, you're correct. Variable between activities, argument between workflows. Yeah, since you are able to understand what is what, now let me just give you a brief detail. So let me just give you a few examples. Control V. So if you see here, I have entered or I have added few log messages, and these log messages are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 log messages. If I just want to print out hello world here, I can just give it out like hello. See, Zoom is available. Zoom it. It's available. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
So hello world, I'm just typing and pasting in multiple places. Okay. So these all are my log messages. So just to give you an information, all these are stored as string values, and if I just hit on debug file, I'll get this executed and I will see the output here. Okay, but if I need to change something, or if I just go back to this one, and if I need to change anything like this, for example, if I want all the items to be instead of hello world, if I want hello team. So if I just want to update this, I need to go into each and every log message and I need to update this. Let's assume that there are 300 to 400 such variables, or it's accessed at multiple places. Now every time I do it, okay, let's think that we completed at multiple places. Let's just debug and see what is the output. So what will be the output? What is the output?
In 2 places it got missed and
Yeah.
pressed
So
the log.
exactly. Now the actual requirement is to move or change at multiple places. But since these are static values that we have given, and there is always a chance of human error and we may miss out any value. But if we give something like this, let's assign it to some variable. Control C as we are creating, and we'll just share it, or we'll just pass the variable or this particular variable to those values. Now I'll just add it here, add it here, add it here, add it here. Okay, so now when I just debug it, instead of changing at one place, or if I want to add details instead of changing at one place, all I need to do is I need not change everywhere. I can just change it at one place. Debug. Now, did I miss any message, any log message? Did I get anything correctly? Anything wrong? If I keep it in one single variable, or is everything changed at one shot? Come on.
Yeah, it got changed at all the places in one shot.
Exactly. So why you guys are not using text messages? Type in your responses. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So now here is the detail. Now, if I just create one more file for this, I'll just add a sequence, one more sequence. But this is a flowchart now. Let me just add a flowchart. Activities. Assign. Sorry, just add a project. add a flowchart. Okay. Hello world caller, greeting caller. Okay. Now in this greeting caller, what I'm trying to do is, so this is a flowchart. Well, in a sequence, what is the difference between sequence and a flowchart? See, if you are writing or adding details to fill a form, or if you're doing activities at one sequence or in a single screen, then go for sequences. But if you want to show some representation, like there are some if-else conditions, there are some representation that we can show. If we can show it, then we will go with flowchart. Like for a project, you can create a project in a flowchart as well as you can create a project in a sequence. But if you are seeing in a project, it will be much more easier to see and check with the details. Decision, flow decision. So before going to this flow decision, I will just go ahead and add what's your name. Just I will add a message box. So input dialog, this is dialog. So in this input dialog, I'll just go ahead and give it out. And here in this input dialog, I'll just add input dialog title. What's your name? So the value input type is text box or multiple choice. I can give anything I want. This is updated. So label must be quoted. Here the value is user name. So this is my value. And so if the value, okay, I'll just go ahead and I will pass in this particular value, and I'm just trying to add a true condition always. So let's just give a true value here, true, and let me just add project activities. So instead of making or copying this complete sequence again, what I can do is I can just use hello world sequence and I can invoke that one. I can just drag and drop it here and I can connect it. So when I connect it, this will be invoked. So let's just go ahead and debug it. Let's see what's the detail. Okay, what's your name? Vajrang. Done. Irrespective of what it is available. So this particular item is always true, and this moved to sequence. But did you observe it just printed out only the values that are available here? Can you see it? The output. So do we have my name entered here or not? Yes or no? Or only the static greeting message? No, static message. So how can we just add those values? So for doing that, any time if you want to get the values into the workflow. So here we are printing up, right? So from this workflow, we need to get the data to this workflow. So it should be an argument. So to send the data between two workflows, it should be as an argument in username. Okay. So once you save it, you will find this yellow orange message. So whenever you see orange message, it means that the arguments are updated. So you need to re-invoke it or import the arguments again. So here I can just give str. So I can give username. I can save it. Okay. Just debug it now. So will we get a static message or will we get all the logs with my greeting? I'm not showing it. You tell me. Will I get a static message or will I get all logs with name? All logs with name. Okay, let's just try. Vajrang. Okay, so what is the output? Why do we have still static values? Yes, we are not using the argument. So the value that we are getting here is in username, but all the greeting message that's being printed is this particular static value. So in this greeting, let's add a concatenation. Control Shift E. So here we are just trying to add hello, how are you? And at the end, let's add a concatenation symbol in underscore username. Okay, so this is how we are making changes. And save it. Now let's just debug the file. If I just go to greeting folder and debug it. So let's just use Vajra. Enter. Okay. And here, if you can see, we will be having greetings as well as my name. But I would like to add one functionality here. If user name is containing or if it starts with any letter that is in AEIOU, then it should not, or you can also say something like this. So if private, so properties, here in the flow decision, if username, if dot length, if it is greater than 4, then we should not accept that input. Okay, so let's just go ahead. So if it is greater than 4, then we should not accept that input, right? So let's just log message or send a message box, and in this message box, let's just type in some message. Okay, so this will be input must be less than 4 characters. Okay, and let's just go ahead and add it back. To this one, and if it is greater than 4, okay, so I think I just need to change something. So here, let me just add here. So true value should come here, false value should come here. Let's just auto arrange this one. Okay, so now if you see here, message box, so if there is a false statement, like if the value is less than 4, then it means we are printing out the message, and if it is greater than 4, it means that we are sending and asking for a new input. Let's just debug this flow. So this is the difference between adding a sequence and adding a flowchart. Here you will be able to see how the flow is getting done. Let's just add 4 values. So it's printing input must be less than 4 characters. Again, go back. And it's asking what's your name. Now let's just give 3 characters. Okay. Now it just printed out all the values and it closed. Now things to observe here is you can use flowchart to make sure that the representation, or for example, if there is a bigger flow and if you want to clearly represent it, flowchart is the best option. But if there is a single sequence where you have only 5 or 6 activities, and if you want to go with it, and if this is very small, then you can go with sequence. So that's how we will divide our code. Okay, so I'm stopping it for today, but few things that I would like to showcase here are, we covered on variables, okay, and why variables must be only used inside a workflow, and you cannot use reference data to multiple files using variables. If you need to use multiple values, like if you want to add multiple values, then go ahead and change it or use arguments. First thing here I would like to showcase is there are multiple types of variables. Okay, so object, boolean, string, int, data table, and all. So can anyone tell me what is the difference between Boolean, integer, string, object, data table, and array. So just take one and tell me what is it. Why we use Boolean? When will we use integer? When will we use string? When will we use an object? Don't unmute. Type it.
Use yes.
Type it. Type
Is
it.
true and false.
Athira, type it. Cool. So whenever you are assigning some value, these all are rules. Like a string or item cannot contain an integer. For example, if I try to add 1, 2, 3 here, this will throw an error because it cannot convert an integer to string. This is of a type string. You need to give, and if I cannot also add Boolean values. Okay, so this is the difference. But if this is an object, I will be able to use this one, but we will not be able to add its characters. I will tell you what and how. So this is a string, and in this string, hello, how are you, plus in username. Done. So if you want to add any specific type, then you can go ahead and add this one. So what is an object data type? Anything? Yes, that's correct. Object, string, and int. Object can also contain other things. Generic value. Okay, see, object is the parent container for all the types of data types. So for example, here we have variables, right? Now, there are two types of variables or data types, primitive data type and collection data type. Primitive data type can contain only one value, like integer, string, only one value, but collection data types can contain a bunch of values or a group of values. An array can contain an array of integers or arguments. Dictionary can contain a key value, multiple values it can contain. List can contain multiple items without any uh, length as a restriction. So enumerable is also a collection of type. So all these data types will come under a base data type called object. Okay, it's like a parent for all these things. So in integer, string, everything, Boolean, everything will come under object. So each and every variable type is an object, and from that object, it's deriving its properties. Is it understood now? What is the difference? Yes or no? Okay. Now we have also seen two things here. Flowchart decision we have seen, flowchart container we have seen, but flowcharts which we haven't seen, we'll see it later in the projects. We will go and see them. And these are types of arguments. We covered in argument. We did not cover out argument. We'll see that while we are working on day 2 and day 3. So our program will be on use case based. It will not be on activity based. For one particular use case, what are the things that you need to do? Okay. So this is how we will be working on. So let's close our meeting for today. I know that 8:30 to 9:30 is the last hour of the day, but were you able to understand the things and the speed that we are working on? Are you able to understand it or not? Yes or no? Shravya.
Yes, Moshe.
Okay, let's just give a quick feedback and then we can leave the meeting. Okay, and also tell me, are you seeing any difference between how you have already learned from the YouTubes or from Academy and with this meeting? Can you see the difference of what we are trying to do? Yes or no?
Yes.
So what difference are you seeing? If you're saying yes, what difference are you seeing?
There is only stuff. Yeah. Yep.
Athira, your voice broke again. Just check with it. Teaching style. Again, I'm saying this is KT, knowledge transfer. I'm not teaching over here. But now it's too early to say. But yeah, by now you should have the difference sign up. That's the main intention. Okay, take time. What about others? Bhavani, Dhaval, especially Sri Lakshmi and Susmit, Rahul, Indrajit. We are going to close. Unmute and talk. Okay. If there are no more discussions, let's just close it. First thing, everyone have access for this team notes. Go ahead, open it and see. Check with these two links, and the recording will be available. But I suggest you not to depend on recordings because recordings will be very boring. You cannot watch them for 1 hour long, but you can stay in the call and you can be interactive. That's how you need to complete this program. Okay, stopping the recording.